this is our intake desk for the food pantry. This is where our clients will first stop. If they're new to us, this is where we take their basic contact information. We need to know that they're just basically an Oakland County resident. They'll tell me how many people are in their household, children as well as adults, and that determines how much pounds of food we can allocate. They're allowed to come in and pick up food every week, one day, any day, a week apart. You can think about the emotions that are happening when people show up to the door. Having worked this desk, it's just truly a touching thing to meet people that are in need, and it's a diverse group of people. It was an eye-opener when I first started working here. It's not what you think. It's every walk of life.
Back in the stage. Let me remove that media asset. Hello, everyone. And okay, there we are. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this lunchtime conversation with Leadership Oakland class of 36. I'm a happy participant of that class. And with me today, we're going to talk about our class project, our day of service, which is a big part of what we do at Leadership Oakland. And with me today, I have two of our class leaders, and I will add them to our chat. We have Gisele and Stephen. Welcome, you guys. Do you want to introduce yourself? Gisele, if you can go first and talk, just tell us a little bit about what organization you're with and what you're doing with Leadership Oakland now.
Yeah, absolutely. Glad to be here today. My name is Gisele Poole. I am the Director of Quality and Data at Community Housing Network. We serve in Oakland, Macomb, and Outwayne counties. So we do all things housing related. So I'm very excited to be a part of the Leadership Oakland Cornerstone program this year. It has been such an invaluable opportunity.
And Stephen, go ahead. What about you?
Yeah, I work for IHG Hotels and Resorts. I am a technology program manager, and I've also, as Gisele mentioned, I'm involved in Leadership Oakland this year. It's been a great opportunity to get involved in the community, learn a lot about Oakland County and how the cornerstones of like government and business and nonprofit interact, and to serve our great community.
Mm-hmm. So tell me, we watched that video at the beginning of the show. So what is Oakland HOPE, and how did they get selected for our class project?
Yeah, I can start with that one. So Oakland HOPE is one of the largest food pantries in Oakland County. So their mission is really just to provide free weekly groceries to Oakland County residents. They are located in Pontiac, Michigan, and they serve about 16,000 residents each month. And they also have an on-site thrift store. So what's really cool about the way that their operation runs is that the thrift store actually funds the food pantry. So how they got to us, we actually put out and asked for applications for this project, and we had actually 23 applications that we received, which included like a wide variety of projects. And each of those applications then got reviewed by 3 separate class members, so that there was kind of a wide scope of folks looking at those. And we used a scoring rubric to ensure some consistency across the board, and Oakland HOPE was one of the highest scoring applications that we received. And so that was a big part of why we ended up selecting them. If you want to talk a little bit more about that, Stephen.
Yeah, and I think some of the key requirements are that the nonprofit supports mission in Oakland County. So they do need to operate and service Oakland County residents. It also is required that they be a 501c3 certified through that process. And I think Gisele gave a great overview into how our class selected it. Each class defines their own way on which we select a nonprofit, and this was how our team defined how we would select the nonprofit. So again, the goal of this project is to build out, and I know you didn't ask that, Carrie, maybe you're getting to that, but is to build out the community garden at Oakland HOPE and paint
Sure.
a
Why don't
mural.
why don't we take a look? So this is our example mural that was already created, and this is a blank wall that's where we want it to go, and here is the where the garden is going, right? Yeah. So we do have a financial goal, and I think it's $20,000. Is that right?
That's correct.
Yeah. And so right now we're only about 10% of the goals. 10%? No. Well, yeah, about 10% of the goal. So we need your help in supporting the project, and you can donate to the project by scanning that QR code that's on the screen there. And I'll also put up a link here. So tell us, what else can people do besides donate money? What else can they do for us?
So
what else can they do for Oakland Hope too?
Yeah, so there's a couple of opportunities. I think for us, we will be also taking some in-kind donations, and we're working on putting that list together to get out for the community. And that would be things like plants or tools that we might be able to use for this project. So as we're working on that, if an in-kind donation is better suited to what you have available to do, you can reach out to our email address, our class email, which is loclassof36@gmail.com. But other ways that you can also help Oakland Hope would be just to volunteer. They are almost primarily run on volunteers. They have very few actual employees. And so volunteering is always going to be a great way to help out their organization. And you can sign up to do so right through their website. And they also, as I mentioned before, have the thrift store. And donating to the thrift store does directly fuel the food pantry.
So I was really fortunate when we did our tours, or our nonprofit day. I was on the tour of Oakland Hope, and I was so impressed with the organization and really just the whole facility. Like, so part of it is a food pantry, and that's where we're going to. The garden is intended to supplement the food pantry. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And then on the tour, we saw like the whole background to like where everything comes in. And then just, compared to other thrift stores, I have to say that I've been to, like, all of the merchandising of the clothing, and it was just like, you could tell that there was a lot of care taken, and that they take a lot of pride in the way that things are even laid out. So I was just impressed with, what they're doing and how they kind of took over the building that they're in. And then also next door is a furniture store. So it's a incredible organization, both to donate to and then for us to participate in. So I know, I will say personally, I was really happy that they were selected. So can you guys talk a little bit about what is the Cornerstone program of Leadership Oakland? So what is that? And then where are we in the process? Gisele, why don't you go first?
Sure. Yeah, so the Cornerstone program is like a really cool opportunity for leaders across Oakland County, whether you live or work in Oakland County. It requires an application to get started with it. And this year, our class has 50 members, which is a typical amount that would be included in that program. It really focuses on professional development and fuels those community connections, which I think is just so valuable. Really what the goal is to help connect leaders across the county to a variety of services that are available to help them to innovate and continue to grow the community and serve the community better.
Well, I have some good news for us. Look, Susan's piping in, and she's saying that we had another $500 sponsor yesterday. Thank you so much, Susan, for letting us know. And we have to also thank Susan for her leadership with Leadership Oakland as well. Oh, look at this. I have to say, Michael Seltzer is a fan of mine. Michael, now that you've piped in, you're going to have to give us a few bucks, okay? So click on the QR code and donate to us. Michael is a producer of a show called The Franklin. The Franklin Show is the name of the show. Sorry to interrupt here, but if anybody is watching, please say hello and let us know that you're watching, and if you have any questions. Stephen, why don't you go ahead and continue to tell us more about Leadership Oakland?
Yeah, I think building on what the great description Gisele gave, Leadership Oakland really focuses on where as I mentioned earlier in the call, where like nonprofit and private business and government kind of intersect to really drive a really great county. And I think that's really part of the main goal of Leadership Oakland, because we have a good representation in our class of folks like Gisele who are in the nonprofit. I'm in the private sector, and we have a lot of folks in our class who are in the public sector as well. So our other steering committee lead, who's not, unfortunately wasn't able to make it today, is in the public sector. So even in our leadership group who's driving the steering committee for our project, we have representation in all three, right? And I think that's something that's really beautiful, because you don't see organizations that kind of bring together all three areas, which are all in their own ways very vital to create a very vibrant, beautiful region. I think that's another beautiful part of Leadership Oakland too. For me personally, I think my company is based outside of the state, but I work in Michigan, in Royal Oak at home. And for me, it's been a great way to really connect with local leaders like Gisele and you as well, Carrie, and kind of get engaged in the community in a way that my private company doesn't let me do, just because of where we're based. So that's kind of a personal benefit for myself as well. So.
Well, so the program is situated so we went on a retreat. That was like the first thing we did. And then there's 8 months that we see each other once a month for a full day of, I don't know, of a specific topic. So I think the nonprofit one was probably my favorite, because what I liked most about it is how we had to get in a van with we were in a van with everybody. And so we drove around for the whole day, and we saw a couple different nonprofits, but like the conversations going on in the van was just, you know how it is, like you're going on a family trip. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it was like for me. And so I'll just take that as one of my memories from Leadership Oakland. So what was one of your favorite days of that we've had together? And do you have a particular memory that you like?
Yeah, and I think giving an overview of like how the program's structured would be great too. We, as you mentioned, we have like 2 days of a retreat that kicks off the year, the cornerstone year, and then every month we have a subject specific in-person seminar. So for me personally, I think the retreat was the most rewarding, because you are spending 2 full days with all 50 members of your cohort and really getting to know them, really build leadership skills and relationship with them. And I think from the in-person seminars, I would say the most interesting one was actually the one we just had, which was on education. And I think the local government one was also really, from a seminar, monthly seminar, I think I would choose those two as the most interesting.
Gisele, what about you?
It's really hard to pick a favorite day. There have been so many great opportunities afforded to us with this program. I really think like the justice system and economy and government days were so interesting to learn about how all of those systems work and engage with each other, and how the things that we don't always see are affecting all of our day-to-day pieces. But I think if I had to really pick one, it would be the DEI day. I really enjoyed that. Just getting to hear different perspectives of, we have such a diverse class. And so it's really just so great to get to hear all those different perspectives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And some of the other highlights, like the leader dog puppies, that was just, puts a smile on everybody's face. And next up we have, I think, arts and culture is next, and then the environment is our last one, leading up to our class project. So what else?
I was going to say what's also really cool about these day of seminars is they're embedded in the community. So it's not like we're at some conference center at a hotel somewhere, right? So the community or the local government day, we went to the Oakland County seat of government and met with local leaders and had presentations from them. The arts seminar that's next month in April is at a arts community center in Farmington Hills. So we really engage with community leaders in those various sectors. So it really, I don't know, it ties it back to the community, right? Is what I'm trying to say in a very specific way and very kind of material way.
Right. So, Gisele, tell me a little bit about what else happens outside of the program. So I think that there was just this week, there was another leadership. It was a luncheon, or it was all day?
Yeah, just this week they had their Leadership Oakland conference, which was an all-day event where they brought in several different speakers who are leaders across the county and brought a variety of different perspectives to tell us about the work that they do and how we can grow as leaders and be our authentic selves while we are in these roles, right? Like there isn't just personal Gisele and professional Gisele, right? Like we can be one person and we can bring our whole selves to the workplace. And I feel like they do a lot of great opportunities and engagement like that. So, in addition to the Cornerstone program, they host these regular events like their annual conference, the Breakfast of Champions. They've got a couple of events coming up if you want to check it out on their website. I see it's posted here on the screen. But they also have some other programs like the Junior Leadership Program, which is for high schoolers. They've got the Acorn to Oak Youth Program, right? And so that supports youth ages 8 to 18 trying to, reach their goals and have aspiring and innovative projects. They can get up to $1,000 in a grant. So lots of cool opportunities for folks of all ages.
Yeah. Stephen, what else do you have to say? What else can we tell people?
That's been a lot about Leadership Oakland and a great organization. I think circling back to the goal of our class and the the project we're working on is really to hit that fundraising goal and exceed it ideally, right? Like that's our soft goal, is to exceed that $20,000 goal so we can provide even more services to this great nonprofit in Oakland County. There's some additional desired items that we can implement on the day of service, which our day of service will be May 20th at Oakland Hope. So you can come drive by, honk your horn, wave at us. We'll be out there digging the community garden and painting. So we'd love to see you, in your car and honk and say hi. But I think the main goal really, and part of this live, is really to create awareness and fundraise for that goal, right? So, as you mentioned, Carrie, we're at 10% of our goal. We have a lot of ways to go in the next 2 months. So if you could share, are we going to post the link to the fundraising website in the chat?
Right up there, it's the QR code that's on the screen right now. So that is the link where people can scan that and go right to the website where they can donate. So,
okay.
Yeah.
If you don't like QR codes, just let us know. I'm on LinkedIn. I know they are. We can share you the link as well, QR codes.
Hey, Olga, while you're watching, so we got Olga. She's our marketing person. Olga, you can drop that link to where people can donate in the chat if you like. So I think that would be kind of cool. Oh, there she is. She's saying more. Elo experience has been amazing, eye-opening. I feel like an insider into Oakland County. Yes. So we really encourage everybody to participate. I spent most of my career working in Wayne County. And so now that I live and I've been working in Oakland County, I wanted to get to know everybody better. And so I think one of the things that for me, it's just that it's not just tying us to the 50, the people in our cohort. It's also the prior 36 classes of people that have gone through the program. Like they also understand, and are willing to help us out and connect you when you need resources or have a question about things. And so I think it's just really valuable to be able to call someone or have the contact number for somebody if you have a question come up about one of these topics that we've been diving into that can help answer the question. And I think the other thing is we continue to get things going. It's like when you're in a room full of leaders, everybody kind of raises their hand or knows how to move things forward. And so that's been one of the other awesome things about this. Any final words for us? Gisele, you first.
Yeah, it's just, I agree with everything you just said. It's great to have that community that you can rely on. And that's really one of the best things you get from being a part of Leadership Oakland, and not just in the program that we're in now, but we'll be a part of it forever. And we've built all these great connections through it, which is just phenomenal. So I'm looking forward to continuing on those engagements, and so excited for the work that we're doing for Oakland Hope, and looking forward to our day of service, and appreciate everybody listening in today to hear a little bit more about that.
Great. And Stephen, what about you? Go ahead.
Yeah, as usual, Gisele summed it up very, very nicely. I think it's a really rewarding program. So whether you come out of this interested in participating in Leadership Oakland next year for the next cohort, go ahead and do that. Check it out. Reach out to Susan if you have any questions. And then, ideally you would either share with someone who's willing to donate or able to donate to our project this year, or donate yourself if you're able. Olga did share the link to the donation website. There's also a website that goes in more detail over in terms of giving an overview of the class project in more detail outside of the description Gisele and I gave. We'll share that in the chat as well. But I think those are the main two things you can take away.
Terrific. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for joining me today in this conversation. And so I hope that we are able to generate some more funds. And I know I'll see you guys next month. So thanks very much. And we'll say goodbye for now.
Great.
Thanks for having us.
Okay. Bye.
This is our intake desk for the food pantry. This is where our clients will first stop. If they're new to us, this is where we take their basic contact information. We need to know that they're just basically an Oakland County resident. They'll tell me how many people are in their household, children as well as adults, and that determines how much pounds of food we can allocate. They're allowed to come in and pick up food every week, one day, any day, a week apart. Think about the emotions that are happening when people show up to the door. Having worked this desk, it's just truly a touching thing to meet people that are in need, and it's a diverse group of people. It was an eye-opener when I first started working here. It's not what you think. It's every walk of life.